Alright, when it comes to the jab cross, I like to teach it in a very basic and repetitive manner. Might seem mundane, but it's very important to get the foundation first as far as the mechanics and what's going on when you're doing the jab cross or anything in the first place. I understand a lot of people like to rush it and understand power and speed and all that stuff, but that doesn't matter if you don't even know what's going on in the first place as far as technique. Get the technique down first, and then you could work on getting power and speed. Anyone can attain that over time, but it's someone that has great technique, you know what I mean? That'll be the better of the two, in my opinion. But like I said, we're gonna break it down and understand how to throw a jab cross. Very simple. Let's go. Let's work on the stance. I'm gonna show you it from a lefty's perspective because I'm a lefty, and if you're lefty, that means you're a southpaw. I can teach you from righty, but I'm predominantly lefty, so we're gonna start there. It's gonna be the same mechanics regardless, all right? Think of it as whatever your writing hand is, that will be called your cross, all right? Keep that in mind. But anyways, let's start off with your stance. Get a nice bop in your knees. So I want you to get a nice bend in your knees and stand at a slant. Tuck your bows and your chin. Tucking your bows wide, lock your ribs. Oh, boom, get a nice bend. Return sideways for you. Get a nice bend. All right. Nice bend. Some people like to stand a bit tall. Some people stand a bit low with it. Whatever you feel is comfortable and works for you, just as long as you get the basics down. Get your foundation first, you know what I mean? Let me show you. And then we get comfortable, you can move around and things like that, but let's work on the basics. Now, what's going on with your feet? After you feel comfortable that you got your stance, understand that your feet will be at an angle. So, and if you're going to move this way, understood, is that hook first. You're going to move that first. If you're going to move that way, lead leg first. You never want to cross your legs. That's a no-no. So let's start over. Get your stance. Get a nice bounce. Feet are at an angle. Elbows are tucked. Whether you're standing tall or right here with it, if you want to move, boom, 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 boom. And I recommend getting in that stance. It may seem foreign a bit when you do it, so put a timer on, 2 minutes, a minute, bop around, you know, bounce, move, get familiar, get comfortable. And also, before I forget, your back foot. Always keep that heel up. So when it's time to move, it makes it that easier. You don't want to be flat-footed. Makes your case even tougher. Keep that heel up. Because there's other things that can be applied to when you understand the mechanics of keeping your heel up. But let's not fast forward. Let's keep it to the basics. Now, got your stance, elbows tucked, chin tucked, lead leg forward, angle them feet. You know what I mean? Bada bing, bada boom. Move around, get comfortable. And the reason why I want your feet angled is because in fighting, there's many stances. So for boxing, your feet tends to be angled a bit. I'll use Muay Thai for an example. The lead leg will be forward and not angled because kicks need to be checked. You know what I mean? You throw a kick and then they return a kick, you gotta be ready to boom and be able to catch that kick. But that's something totally else that I'll make a video on if you want that. But for the boxing, understand, your feet will be angled a bit. And then when you're watching fights, or particularly boxing, look at their feet, see what's going on. You know what I mean? People have different stances and watch the magic of it. Ooh. it's time, baby. Now let's learn how to throw the jab cross. Basically, now that you got your stance and all the mechanics after you've been practicing, no power, no speed will be involved. Now that you're in your stance, all I want simply from you is this. Simple enough, right? Let me stand out another angle. So you're in the stance. All I want from you is literally that is it. Over and over again. Now, when you're throwing the jab and your cross, I want you to twist your arm. By the time your jab hand, whether if you're a lefty, which your right becomes your jab hand, if you're a righty, your left becomes your jab hand. But either way, by the time your jab lands, I want these two knuckles to be the one that's landing. Same thing with your cross. You dig? So, guard up, chin tucked, throw that, see what happens? Guard, baby. I call it your guard dogs. If one guard dog leaves the house, there better be one at home protecting the house. One guard dog returns, guess what? Now you unleash the other one. There's always a guard dog at the house. If there's no dogs at the house gets robbed. The house gets left empty. Let's not do that, baby. Chin tucked, elbows up. Elbows tucked. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Stand tall with him. Jab, cross. Now for me, I like to warm up with shoot. Maybe 50 to 100 jabs alone and 50 to 100 crosses alone before I even start working out, because I want to sharpen the technique no matter how long I've been doing this. Doesn't matter how great you think I look doing it. To me, I don't care. I will still practice it for as long as I need, because I know I can always sharpen it. So like I said, go through the motions. Now, when you throw your cross, here's what's going on with your back foot, your back leg, the leg that's supporting you, the leg that's in the back, same thing with your writing hand. You're twisting at the hip, twisting at the hip, and lifting your heel. Break it down and put it all together. Getting your stance, get a nice bounce, elbows tucked. Your guard dogs is at the crib, making sure everything's is great. Boom, 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 boom. Again, remember, jab, twist, both these knuckles. When you throw that cross, bring this guard dog back home. Deliver it. Bring that hip. That's where the true power is gonna be at. It don't come from the arm, baby. It comes from below the waist and a bit of the shoulder you might want to add, but again, for the sake of this conversation, boom, twist, boom. Now, if you can break this mechanic down and get used to it, the reason why I'd want your back foot up when you're in your stance is for this reason. Once you understand how to throw a jab cross, you can then move on to the power jab when you're pushing back off your foot to get more oomph out of the jab. And don't always think of the jab as something that needs to hit someone. It could be used as something to measure distance. And when I say measure distance, you can just paw the jab out there to see where you think you need to land your cross or your overhand or your head kick. You're trying to see your range, you understand? Or you're baiting to get a reaction out of him. Many uses for the jab. But like I said, once you understand the mechanics of throwing a jab while in place, man, it gets useful when you understand how to push off the back foot and get some more pepper out of that and drop that cross after that. But that's a whole nother video that I'll make for you as well.